Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and we have a great show for you today. I want to thank everybody for joining us during the holiday season. There's a lot going on, and the folks that I have for the show today are very instrumental in helping our community and those who are the most vulnerable, particularly during the holiday season. I want to welcome BJ Isom to the show, and also Jimmie Butler. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good, man.
Nice seeing you. You're doing great here. It's the holidays, and I know you gentlemen are with a group called H3. So why don't we talk to our viewers and listeners a little bit about what H3 is, what areas it services, and give us some background as far as how y'all got involved in it.
Okay. Well, I'm a firefighter for Lake County, Florida, so Central Florida area. We got involved with this because we see the struggle of our veterans, our first responders, our law enforcement. We see the suicide rates, the mental health issues that a lot of our men and women are suffering from. So being in that industry, we felt we needed to do something about it. So H3 was developed, and that's what we serve our veterans, we serve our first responders, our law enforcement, and our youth in outdoor adventure therapy and a whole list of other methods to help them and get them resources to help improve the mental health of those on the front lines, serving our community.
Yeah, I know you also help veterans as well.
Correct.
Now, some of the causes of the mental health have to do with traumas in their life, correct?
Correct. That's one aspect of it.
Yeah, there's lots of other aspects. So, how did you get this started? What was it like?
So H3 was a program within another organization, and we took what we learned within that organization and a year ago stepped out on our own, received our nonprofit status, and began Healing Hometown Heroes, H3 Adventures, and we began to grow our programs within the last year.
So H3 stands for Healing Hometown Heroes.
Correct.
We're dealing with first responders, firefighters, policemen, veterans, paramedics.
Mm-hmm. Doctors, nurses, pastors.
Okay, and why are they a vulnerable group?
Well, each group has their independent precursors for mental health struggles. For firefighters, we spend every third day, 24 hours, responding to different events that we really weren't created to experience. So over a period of a career, we have all of these different experiences, images that begin to build up. And without the proper methods of coping or processing those experiences, the cup overflows. We can only hold so much. And if there's no process in place to work through that valley, through those valleys, it really begins to affect us mentally and physically. And some folks, at the end of the day, lose all hope, and between 100 to 200 annually take their own lives. So the number it's an unacceptable number.
Well, even those who may not be suicidal may be despondent, depressed, need help. So it's not, it turns out to help those that might have suicidal thoughts, but you're helping a lot bigger group of people than just people that are having suicidal ideation. Jimmie, what is your involvement with the group?
Yeah, so when this thing got started, I was at an event where we were talking to the public, and the guy's like, what does a firefighter have to be depressed about? And I was like,
now, you were a firefighter.
I was a firefighter, yeah. And I was like, this guy just doesn't understand. Like, just say if BJ ran a call where a kid was hurt at a pool party, and then he's taking his kids that next week into a pool party. You're telling me he's not going to be affected by that, right? So I went across the country, or across the state, from one coast to the other coast, educating people on a bicycle. And I rode 250 miles on a bicycle, telling everybody about the mental health that our first responders deal with. And then now, from that, my own mental health was being fixed by physical fitness, and I got into, when we got this H3 thing rolling, we started really pushing the rucking, the weightlifting, the training, and just mixing the physical fitness with mental fitness.
Yeah, what's rucking?
Rucking is a form of walking or slightly jogging with a weighted book bag or a weighted vest. It comes from military, from a rucksack or a ruck bag. They would have to carry their gear for miles and miles and miles. And rucking is an easy way to just get out and work out without really feeling like you're working out. It also helps out with bone density. It makes your bones stronger. So it's just a fun thing to do with friends. Just get out there and suffer and embrace the suck.
I was at the gym a few years ago, and I saw a guy on the treadmill with a backpack on, right?
Yeah.
And he was going and going and going, and then he put it up at a higher incline,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, why is this guy doing this? So I went up and I said hello, and so he said, well, I'm going to the Himalaya mountains, and I'm training, because apparently if you start working out with, a big backpack, it increases the intensity of the workout.
Very
right?
much so.
Yeah.
And doing it on a treadmill is not easy because you're suffering so much and you're not getting
Nowhere.
anywhere.
You're in the same spot. Yeah.
But it works.
But at least you guys are outside enjoying the nature and the beautiful weather that we have here most of the time, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing is we love promoting rucking because it's just it's something that is different, right? And when you see a bunch of people rucking at a 5K, and you're like, running's not hard enough. Like, we just have to make it harder. And then it really breaks the ice. People are like, hey, why are you doing this? And we're like, hey, let me tell you about H3 Adventures. It's a great way to get our message out. And even in the fire world, I mean, the guys are wearing packs, on calls. They're wearing heavy gear. And it's almost their body weight doubles with their gear.
Even police officers with
and a vest.
The vest and everything around their waist and all of that weighs a lot. So they're used to carrying weight. So H3 helps our hometown heroes who are really in need. What are some of the programs that you have in order to help people that are in need?
We have our Gator Hunts for Heroes program where we host veterans and first responders on gator hunts. I think we were close to, I have to get the numbers for you to be specific, but I think we were close to 50 harvested gators this year.
Wow. Is it dangerous hunting gators?
No. Well, there's a certain element.
You're on
of
the water.
But
You need to know what you're doing.
or have somebody that does, that's able to smack your hand and tell you don't do that.
Yeah.
But we have our Gator Hunts for Heroes. We have our Hero Hunts where we go deer hunting, turkey hunting. We have our youth program because we strongly feel in order to change kind of the culture of mental health, we really need to start with our youth to begin to instill solid foundation ethics with hunting, outdoor, strong disciplines, and begin to build those healthy habits within our youth, and then that will follow through to adulthood. We have our Real Therapy program where we take veterans, first responders fishing. We have our OpFit program, which focuses more on the health and wellness and nutrition. We just started another program with actually neurooptimal brain training. It's a non-invasive form of brain training to kind of help the brain make adjustments to operate more efficiently. Mm-hmm. We have our peer-to-peer program that helps different departments begin to build peer support programs, shows them successful frameworks to kind of follow. We provide education and training for those that want to get involved in peer support. And then we also have our I-68 program, which is a pastoral program where we try to get pastors out because they are frontline workers as well, and they carry the full weight of the community on their shoulders, and they can't really talk to anybody about it. So we try to get them out with some of the same events and camps to get them with their peers where they can kind of share what they're dealing with and get it off of their shoulders, suffer right along with the rest of us carrying a ruck pack or something to that effect, and really benefit from the different resources that we're able to provide for them to improve mental health.
Well, it sounds like you guys are doing a lot of stuff and staying busy doing it.
It's like
Yes, sir.
herding cats.
Yeah.
Trying to keep everybody-
So what are some of the challenges at this time of the year as far as mental illness and our first responders who are suffering from it?
Well, one of the big things is it's called seasonal syndrome, and it's where a lot of folks that begin to dwell on things of the past, what they had, what they don't have, where they're at financially, relationally, hopelessness, feeling alone. It really sets in, and I see. I've got 24 years plus in the fire service, and around the holidays you can always expect a spike in the suicide rates or attempted suicide. So with seasonal syndrome, especially with the cold, dreary weather, depending especially which part of the country you're in, people really get locked up mentally in a funk. And a lot of them, they resort to that final decision of there's no hope to life.
So what does H3 do at this time of the year to minimize those effects?
We offer different events, for instance.
The rucking, the camaraderie events, getting people together, also making sure that we're hosting events where everybody's getting together that also still has a sober atmosphere. We're not pushing any kind of alcohol or, we don't invite those other distractions into our events because that's one of the leading causes of this stuff. It's that liquid courage, that makes people push it right over the edge sometimes.
Yeah, well, look, when people are desperate, they oftentimes turn to alcohol or drugs, which is obviously not a solution, right? I know at this time of the year, there's a lot of people that are really lonely. They may have grown up with family, but, maybe the family's gone. Maybe they're disconnected from their family. Maybe they, have just gotten to be, problematic themselves as far as interacting with their family. Are there any programs that H3 does to how to to make sure they connect with mental health specialists?
Well, they can take a look at our Facebook page or our website. We have a number of different events on that calendar, and we also partner with other organizations as well, because we don't have all the resources. Mm-hmm. There are organizations that do have resources. They have other events that they're hosting. So one of our goals is to really try to network with good, healthy organizations to provide and outstretch our arms and reach as many people as possible.
That's a valuable resource because a lot of people just don't know where to go, right? I mean, and once they connect with H3, you guys can help lead them. Either get involved with our programs. If you need more, we're going to help direct you.
Yeah, because we have partnerships with clinicians and therapists and people that do this professionally, professional listeners. But if they don't feel like talking to somebody like that, me and BJ and the folks on our team, we'll sit and listen. If they want to talk to somebody like BJ that's been on the same job style they have been, we'll find somebody that fits their need. That's what these great partnerships with these other organizations come in effect because, like I said, we don't have the funding to have thousands of clinicians and therapists. Right. But we also don't want to push away that ideology of using therapists and clinicians for mental health healing.
Well, you need, as many tools in the tool chest as you can put together, right?
It takes a village.
It takes a village. And I'll tell you, we're very blessed in, north central Florida, Marion County, Alachua County, all the surrounding counties have some really top-notch professionals that can help supplement what you're doing. I'm very interested in, like, some of the programs. December 13th, there's rucking and volleyball.
Yeah, so we'll ruck 3 miles, and then we'll get to a volleyball court, and beach volleyball, and we'll play volleyball.
With your backpack or whatever.
I'm going to try to get everybody to stay in their backpacks.
Okay.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah. I was going to say he's our working example of mental health.
Hey,
I'm living proof.
Hey, one more step, right?
Yeah.
I saw something the other day about a motivational speech. I was at a conference, and the guy had been practicing, and he was never able to get past 70 miles, right? And he had a coach go with him, and when he got to 70 miles, it was a 100-mile race, I guess, and his toenails were falling off, and he was ready to give up. He says, I just can't do it anymore. And his coach just talked to him about one more step. You can take one more step. You can take one more yard, one more 100 yards, and wound up getting him to break through that barrier of how to get past 70 miles, which is 70 miles is a long way.
Yeah.
But to get up to 100 miles, he took something extra. So, Jimmy, what are some of the things that you do through rucking in order to help people expand their barriers and expand what they think they can accomplish?
Well, I think that the big thing is when you're doing stuff together. You can ask anybody that's been through a fire academy or police academy or the military. The training and the academy sucks, but what made it good was the people you're working with, right? The people are the reason why we can continue doing what we're doing. So I think when people are like, I can't even do a mile, and the problem is that people think it don't matter if you do a mile in 30 minutes or in 5 minutes, it's still a mile. And people should be happy with the accomplishments that they can make. And I think that when they get along with other people and we're like, hey, it's right over the hill. It's right over the hill. It's right over the hill. And,
you're not giving up.
And then all of a sudden, we don't allow people to give up. I just did a 12-hour ruck. We did over 20 miles with over 400 pounds of implements we carried. And one of the guys that were with us, there was 18 of us, and one of the guys he just started working out at the gym. He's never done fitness since high school. He's like, I can't do this. I'm like, we can do this. You're not getting left behind, man. The whole theme of this event was working together. Like, you cannot quit. You got to go. And he got through it. And he was like, and I remember I gave him a patch that said, did you die? No. Okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, that's amazing. We've all had common experiences of, having a challenge set in front of us and not, and saying, making an excuse not to meet the challenge. Okay.
Right.
There's 100 reasons not to meet the challenge, but when you're around other people who are like-minded, who are trying to do something constructive for themselves, it sure makes the motivation stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And that challenge, in a lot of instances with what we're focused on, that challenge is life. A lot of people, they look at that challenge, I can't do this. Well, you may not be able to, but we can together.
Absolutely.
So you're not on your own. You've got a village, an educated village, a motivated village to come in and prop you up and help you.
So you work with folks that are currently first responders or retired first responders.
Yeah.
What are the challenges with retired first responders?
Losing their tribe.
Losing the tribe. You spend 25 or 30 years, and the same goes for law enforcement. The same goes for veterans. They put in their shift, or they put in their career of waking up every third day or waking up every morning with this purpose-driven life. We've got this mission to go on. I've got my boys. I've got my partners. We've got value in what we do. There's purpose on the other end of this, and then all of a sudden that goes away. Now you're at home, and your wife is completely fed up with you because she's also used to you being gone every third day. She's enjoyed the break every third day for the last 30 years. It's a whole dynamic change in lifestyle, and the isolation and sitting, not having that mission to go on, it starts spinning in your head as a retiree, and you dwell on what you don't have any longer, and suddenly the value and the purpose also begins to fade away.
So even if you're surrounded by people, you can find the loneliness because, a lot of times you think of, people who are suicidal not having anybody around them, but many times they have people around them, but they're just, completely depressed, despondent.
And that has a lot to do with the relatability. In the service or in the fire service, law enforcement, you're showing up with people every day that speak the same language. So there's a relatability there between you and your partners. You retire, that relatability, that jargon within the profession goes away, and now you're trying to explain maybe to your wife or to a buddy that's never served or been in the fire service. You're trying to explain to him or her what you dealt with and what you're experiencing, and it's like trying to explain something to a brick wall. It's just not sinking in. So being able to converse with your peers, which is where the peer program kind of comes into play, being able to converse with people that understand where you're coming from and what you're explaining and understand the language that you're utilizing makes all the difference in the world, and being able to convey your thought and your emotion.
So people can go to your Facebook page, H3
Adventures.
H3 Adventures, to learn more about the program, how to get involved, and maybe most importantly, if you have a friend or a family member that you think needs help, it's a great place to go. Just think first responders, veterans. It's important that you have a resource. So H3 Adventures is the Facebook page. That's probably the best place to get good information.
Correct.
Yes.
As far as what's going on. Now, I was interested in, you mentioned youth as well. How do you engage youth with the program?
And many of the same events and exercises. This month we have a youth hunt where we'll take 4 or 5 youth to a piece of public land, and we'll hunt doe or hog. And while we're there, that gives us an opportunity to begin to educate on wilderness survival, educating them on conservation, ethical hunting practices. But then it also gives us a chance to kind of invest in them with morality, with hope, with a positive direction. We're able to take those youth and build experiences and images that they're able to then reflect on through life.
And who are these youth? Are they family members of some of the folks you're helping already? How do you figure out who's going to be joining as far as the youth go?
Yes and no. We work closely with the FWC, so we work within their youth program. So if you go on FWC's youth hunting program, you'll see a number of different organizations actually that host youth hunts, and you can sign up through that. The age group's usually 12 to 17 for those, and they like first-time harvesters. But we're actually working on broadening our program to include the younger if they're able to responsibly shoulder a firearm, and then also the older up to the 18. We want to begin to, again, provide that positive reinforcing habit forming lifestyle that will help guide them through life and provide images and experiences that they can reflect on down the road when life starts to kick them in the teeth.
So that they have some anchor there.
Some anchor, yes. The
There you
solid
go. It's
foundation.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can get through this.
Correct.
Or maybe I need to reach out to my friend. I need to get more involved in H3, and I think it's important. I know we have a Christmas program coming up December 20th. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
So that's going to be our Santa Con at the Night of Lights in St. Augustine on December 20th.
Is the Night of Lights, is that when the boats parade?
Yeah, it's when all the Christmas lights are on. It's their big Christmas day, right? So our goal is to get everybody that comes out to that, and that's open to everyone, not just first responders or veterans. And we're all going to dress up like Santa Claus, and we're going to do a 5K in the middle of town.
Oh.
And if people out here are listening and they want to come out, whoever the most festive or most spirited will win some prizes. And they'll win some Go Ruck stuff. It's a brand of bags and things that we use when we ruck.
Yeah, one of our good partners.
Yeah, one of our great partners, yeah. And so it's just a fun way to say, hey, listen, look how much fun we can have, and we don't have to drink. We don't have to do this. We can have a blast without all that stuff, and just it's just trying to keep a sober party going and keep it rocking and rolling.
And for those of you that haven't been over to St. Augustine at Christmas time, I'd highly recommend it because it's spectacular.
Yeah.
We had some friends from Spain visit us last week, and we took them over to St. Augustine, and they were blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like, wow. St. Augustine has done a really good job of creating a beautiful Christmas atmosphere.
Yes.
It's a fun place to visit, irregardless.
Oh, yeah. We don't need an excuse to go to St. Augustine.
Yeah.
I mean, the fishing over there, the whole experience
The
is
old
great.
Florida vibe there. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Like, it's just old Florida.
Yeah, 1565.
Yeah.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're getting ready to wrap up our show. And first of all, if you are in a position to help someone in need, H3 Adventures is a great place to start. They serve Marion County and all the counties around. Anybody who's a first responder that needs help, military, I would highly recommend that you reach out to them. The greatest gift you can give to somebody who's having mental health problems, suicidal, depressed, whatever it is giving them a bridge to get across their challenges. And I feel like what BJ and Jimmy are doing is critical. They're reaching out to a community that they know, a community of people that they share experiences with. So I want to commend you guys for doing something. It's so meaningful because in life they talk about, what you did to help others. At your funeral, right? That's what you're supposed to be talking about, is like, and you guys are going out and helping others in a meaningful way. And I so respect that. I mean, I try to fashion my life in the same way. What do we do at Meldon Law to, help others? Because sometimes in our profession, we take people whose lives have been turned upside down. They may have been living paycheck to paycheck, and all of a sudden that delicate balance is disturbed, and they don't have the income. They don't have their car. They can't get to work. And they're just like melting down.
Right.
And you see it all the time. So in many ways, I see one of our primary roles is helping people put their lives back together. People that are hardworking people that are responsible members of society, and they just need that hand up.
Correct. And that's the big thing, a hand up.
Not a handout.
Not a handout. It's like
Yeah.
you're going to have to do some of the work yourself. We're not,
Yeah.
You really need to have some skin in the game. That way you respect the process and follow through with the process.
So at this holiday season, keep your eyes open for friends, family members, whoever who may need that hand up to get through the season and maybe re-energize their commitment to a healthy life. And one of the things I really like about what you do is it's holistic,
Right.
because it's not just drinking. You also have to eat some decent food, right?
Yeah. And there's so much that goes into the whole sphere of mental health, and a lot of it starts with the physical health aspect of it. Your nutrition, your exercise, what you see, what you do, and we try to approach the many facets of improving. If you improve the physical, the mental will follow suit. So The brain is kind of the hardware and the mind is the software. If your brain is, if the hardware is messed up, the software is going to follow suit. So work on getting the hardware improved. The mental health will follow in line.
Well, that's great. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show. BJ, Jimmy.
Thank you.
And remember, H3 Adventures Facebook page. Check them out. And want to thank you again for coming. And we'll be back after a few announcements on Meldon Law and Friends.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again.
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey! Somebody else.
Here we go again. Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and we are enjoying the holiday season. I hope that all of you are as well. We had a great interview with our friends from H3 Adventures. If you know anybody who's a first responder, please go on their Facebook page and reach out to them. They can help. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Some of the things that are going on in the community, which are wonderful to get family together on, the Hippodrome Theater in Gainesville, Florida, for the next 2 weeks is doing the Christmas Carol, and it's a top-notch, unforgettable performance. Go to thehip.org or call the box office at 352-375-4477. And they've been doing this for years and years and years. They have got it down. So check it out. A Christmas Carol at the Hippodrome Theater up until December 21st. In the Villages, Sharon Morris Auditorium in the Villages. There's some great piano tonight at the Villages, 7 p.m. And the Villages are having their Christmas parade December 11th. December 11th at 12 p.m. Bring your golf cart and park it along the parade route for a front row seat. It's a party to kick off the holidays. So if you've got a golf cart, bring it along. And as you know, the Villages Polo Field is going to be a lot of fun. In Ocala, Midtown Station, movie night, December 13th and the 20th. Cozy up with some classic Christmas movies. It's kind of funky and cool, right? It's the movies start at 8 p.m. because it's dark out, and there's craft beer, coffee, full food hall lineup, all kinds of stuff. It's indoors, okay, and it's called Midtown Station. So just check it out. Let's see, December 13th, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Always a great one. Was that Chevy Chase? I think so. And December 20th, Elf. This is awesome. One of my favorites, the Nutcracker, is coming to the Phillips Performing Arts Theater in Gainesville December 19th through the 21st. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think they've got 2 shows some of the days. And they bring in a top-notch professional dance ballet, and the Nutcracker is always fascinating. It's one of the best presentations of the Nutcracker you'll ever see. So let's support them. And, of course, our guests H3, December 13th, are having a rucking and volleyball event, and December 20th, it's Santa Claus over at St. Augustine. So let's support these great organizations. And remember, in the event that you have a serious accident and are injured, please give us a call at Meldon Law. We pride ourselves on the Ritz-Carlton experience. We know how to do it. We get better results than anybody that I know, far and away. And our team is skilled and designed to eliminate the friction points that happen when your car is demolished, you're out of work because you're injured. All of those things we can help you with. Personalized service. We have a great team. I want to give a shout out to the Meldon Law team this year. We've knocked it out of the park one more time. Every year we seem to grow, and it's a great honor helping the people in North Central Florida and beyond, because we're all over the state now, getting their lives back together after they've been turned upside down by a serious accident. So if you want to give us a call, it's 352-373-8000, or go to meldonlaw.com. And that's going to be a wrap on this edition of Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday season with friends and family. And we'll see you next week on Meldon Law and Friends. And that's a wrap.